Hello, fire signs. How are you guys? Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Thank you so much for tuning in. So if you've been drawn to this video, this reading, I'll be focusing on the Divine Masculine using both of my decks here, the Mystical Fairies Romance Oracle, as well as the Valentine Connection Tarot. General advice as always, so please do keep that in mind throughout the reading and only take the parts of it that make sense for you personally. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's take a look and see what you need to know for this particular message when it comes to your masculine. And I do focus on situations, relationships that are either going through an obstacle or challenge or are in separation. So let's see what the energy looks like for this particular one. Fire signs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. All right. We are starting off with reminiscing here. So I really do feel that your masculine is thinking about you. This is a card of nostalgia. You know, they're stuck in the past, whatever memories you guys had shared at one point in time. So that for me is a very similar energy to the Six of Cups in tarot. And if that comes through, once I'm taking a look at the energy in tarot, they're definitely focused on that. All right, let's see. What else for fire signs? So they're thinking about you. 100%. Look at this. We've got the reconciliation card. They want this. Happy reunion. They want to get back together. They want a new beginning, a fresh start. No doubt about it. That's what they're focused on right now. That's what your Divine Masculine is heavily thinking about. Are you on the same page, Divine Feminine? So let's see. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. What else? This could be where you're at. Okay, we've got halt, no movement, pause, stand still. So, you know, you might be listening to this and drawn to it, but at the same time, there could be a part of your heart space that's still hurt over what happened and why you guys are not together at this point in time. So it could be you not quite as ready to accept a reconciliation offer if they were to approach you at this point in time. Or you're hesitant. But that could also represent a stalemate right now, that it's not possible to come into union at this point in time. That doesn't mean it can't happen later on. It may just not be the right time. Let's see what else for fire signs. We've got fairy tale coming through here, magical, idealized romance, a fantasy. So we have a Divine Masculine, more than likely at this point in time, Divine Feminine, where we already see the reminiscing, the nostalgia. They're thinking about the times that you guys were together. But now, because you're not there, it's coming through more of like this fairy tale, like it just checks all the boxes, you know, sunshine and rainbows. And so in their thoughts, in their heart space right now, it's a fantasy. It's not a tangible dream that they have. And so let's take a look at the tarot and see what we can bring forward here. So yeah, it is a fantasy right now of theirs to bring it back together. Can that actually happen? And why are you guys apart to begin with? So we have the Page of Cups coming through. Creative inspiration. First of all, I do see from the masculine that there is something about you that they still find to be very alluring. There's something about the connection and you, the viewer, that still inspires your masculine here. So there's a part of them that's definitely feeling drawn to you. We've got the Ten of Cups. All right, so what I feel for this reading and this connection, now some of you guys might have even talked about marriage, certainly long-term commitment, but something clearly happened that brought you guys towards this standstill where there's not a whole lot of movement forward. But I feel what this masculine is thinking about as well is really having you in their life forever, you know, for the rest of your lives, whether that includes, you know, getting married or not. They do feel this need to come towards you, but for whatever reason, we're seeing some sort of blockage here. There's an obstacle that is standing in the way of you guys coming together. So what is that? Well, this could be it. We've got the Five of Wands right here. Okay, so there might be someone else in the feminine's life at this point. So Divine Feminine, it could be you that's married. So that could be a part of the blockage, that you've got a masculine who wants to return, who's thinking about you, but maybe they can't right now. That's why it's a fantasy. It's all in their mind. It's all in their head. So if there is competition, that could be because you're with somebody else at this point and they're just not sure how to make it all happen. Oh yeah, we've got the Eight of Swords. So, you know, let me move these guys over. I do feel that we have a masculine who's just very much in their thoughts, in their head, you know, over what has happened. You know, they're mentally imprisoned. That certainly is a part of the energy for that card. They want so badly to do something about the distance and the time apart. But if they know that you're with somebody else, that makes it really difficult to move or to take any sort of action. Yeah, if they could, they would, you know, just have a new beginning, to take that first step, to have it known to you, Divine Feminine, that they want you back, you know, wanting to make amends for perhaps mistakes that they have made in the past. What they're wanting to bring towards you is definitely a solid intention of commitment. You know, they just want to start fresh. But is it possible? You know, for some of you guys, I feel it's not. You know, it depends, of course, if you're in an existing partnership and you're not fulfilled in that partnership, and it presents itself in a way where your masculine from the past wants to reconnect, then that, of course, is up to you, how you remove the obstacles that are keeping you apart. Okay, let's see what else here. What else? What else? 100%. So we've got the Divine Masculine showing up as the Emperor, you know, and for some of you, your Divine Masculine could be Aries in particular, representing the Emperor. But I ultimately feel that we have a Divine Masculine here. If they could move whatever mountains needed to be moved in order to be with you, Divine Feminine, they would. But I feel they've worked a lot on themselves. They're coming forward as a person of integrity. So their intention really is not to get you mixed up with any sort of third-party drama. That's not what they want. They want to be with you. They want to make it happen in the 3D. They want you guys to have a fresh start. But the complication could be that you're with somebody else. So very specific, if that makes sense, for the collective, that you're otherwise unavailable. And then lastly, we've got the Temperance card representing tranquility, representing, you know, the need for harmony in one's life, patience, certainly. So give this one a little bit of time, because I feel you might still end up hearing from your Divine Masculine, guys. You know, not so much to ruin what you have with somebody else, but to just come forward and perhaps just get things off their chest. It could be an apology, especially if they are responsible for why you guys are not together. So this one is requiring a little bit more time. Temperance representing Sagittarius. So that in and of itself could be a time frame as well for some of you, that you won't get the clarity that you need regarding this situation until the end of the year, November or December. All right, guys, so that's what I have for this one. If you're interested in your own reading, that info is down below in the description box. And of course, I will link the decks down below. Thank you so much, guys. I'll catch you next time. Take care.